welcome back.
Nick and Lex here.
Hello, everyone.
How's it going? So tonight, we're gonna do a our second reaction to the album 90125. I don't know if it's 9125
or 90.
Yeah, but we're gonna do changes of that album. And we've only done Honorable Only Heart. We actually checked.
Yes.
Now, if I've done anything else in a marathon, please let me know in the comment section.
It would have come up when we checked.
We did check, and I don't remember.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have, but we're going to do changes. We've been wanting to do this for longer periods of time.
Yeah, we had it on our to-do list and everything. So we were in the mood for some and this is an album that's very new to us, and really when we did Owner of a Lonely Heart, we already knew that song, so it was more like a kind of
like a
re-listen through different eyes, now knowing who is.
And we really enjoyed that last reaction we did from the we did some drama, right? We did some drama, and we did some after this album, Big Generator, is it called?
Yeah.
So yes, we're kind of like finding our footing with 80's, and I mean, some people don't like it at all. It's a different lineup, of course. So the Caped Warrior is gone.
Yes.
And who else? Steve Howe was gone as well.
Let's see. So we have John Anderson vocals, Trevor Rabin on guitar, keyboards,
it was
and
amazing.
vocals.
Chris Squire,
and then Tony Kaye on the organ, and then Alan White.
So just two very important people, are not on this. But hey, we do love us some and it doesn't really matter if it's from the 70s or 80s or 90s. We love it all.
Yes.
We saw John Anderson and the Band Geeks, and that was just
go see
amazing.
Him if you can. I believe the tour on the back, I think it says the dates. I think this tour is over. Right,
the last one was on September 25th.
Yeah.
So we're so lucky.
We also saw Yes, the Yes that is now, and definitely would not recommend that.
It's literally like night and day. It's
saving your money and just go watch John Anderson. You'll still get Yes.
You'll get the
better Yes.
You'll get the original Yes experience with John. The musicians are all up to par with these people, the original people. But the new Yes is just. It's like a bad cover band.
It's a bad cover band.
That has Steve Howe for some reason.
And we're not hating. We're just really, it's just as friends would recommend to you.
No, but like from a musician's perspective that I am.
And just a friendly suggestion.
And a listener who knows about good music.
Yes.
It's like.
And as a John Anderson fan, obviously, myself.
So okay,
right. Let's do it. Changes. This is 1983.
Yes, here we go. Enjoy.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Okay, I like that. like that guitar.
Moving through some changes, I'll never be the same. Something you did touch me, there's no one else to blame. The love we had has fallen, the love we used to share. We've given up pretending as if you didn't care.
They didn't?
Changing places, put yourself to the ground. Capitalize on this good fortune. One word can bring you round. Changes.
It has that sound of that album.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Very good.
Definitely 80s.
I'll look into the mirror. I see no happiness. All the warmth I gave you
It reminds me of Rush.
turned to
Yes.
emptiness. The love we had has fallen. The love we used to share
Wow.
left me here believing in love that wasn't there. Changing places, put yourself to the ground. Word to the wise, well you get what's coming. One word can bring you round. Changes, but when I look into your eyes,
Oh,
trying to find out how. There's no way to save it now. When everything I feel changes. Keep looking for changes.
Has that.
Changes.
Sounds a little bit like Owner of a Lonely Heart.
For some reason you're questioning why. I always believed it gets better. One difference between you and I, your heart is inside your head. One word from you.
It has that 80s arena.
yes. Here's John.
Design on your liberty. Who could believe when love is gone? How we move on like everyone.
I love that man. I love him so much.
Only such fools. Only such jealous hearts. Only through love changes come. Changing places. Root yourself to the ground. Capitalize on this good fortune. One word can bring you round. Changes. One road to loneliness. It's always the same. One road to happiness. It's calling your name. Changing places. Root yourself to the ground. Capitalize on this good fortune. One word can bring you round. Changes. Changing places. Root yourself to the ground. Word to the wise, well you get what's coming. One word can bring you round. Changes.
Wow. Okay.
That was good.
That was interesting.
It was interesting. Yeah.
It was like that dun 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 dun.
I like that.
That's very like Dream Theater took that
Uh-huh.
and did its own thing with it. Like in their New Millennium album, there's literally
Okay.
a song that sounds like this. This is very interesting because obviously, yes, it's very different. It has that 80s vibe, that
totally,
arena rock.
Yes,
it reminded me even of like movie themes, like when artists of the 70s would do the Top Gun theme. It has that 80s flair, even though it's not very synthy, but it's the way the choruses are managed and sung and delivered. Dun, ba, dun, 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 like Rocky.
Very power.
Yeah,
it's power chords.
Yes,
too.
It's like it has that 80s, like Rocky.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Rocky 4? I think I showed you that.
Rocky 4. What happens in that one?
Well, I don't want to spoil it, but it's just the music. It's not Eye of the Tiger. That's in Rocky 3. Okay. But in Rocky 4, the music is very like, dun, dun, dun. It has
I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, at first, I'm like, wow, John's voice sounds so different. And then I'm like, oh, it's Rabin for sure. And then John.
He had a lot of lead vocals on this.
Yeah.
And then when John kicked in, you're like, shut up, Nick, because I was saying something, I think.
Yeah.
And but I love the guitar work. Very interesting.
I really
just
like the guitar work that you could hear it on the right hand side. There were a lot of interesting things happening.
Yeah. And different playing by White here. Very like, it sounds that it's more like an electric kit, but very nice, like fills and stuff. All the good stuff. And the bass here, Chris was a little bit like absent. I kind of missed him harmonizing with John because that's a pleasure to listen to.
But I think they were doing other tracks. So the two previous songs are Anderson and Squire. The owner of a Lonely Heart is Anderson and Rabin. This one's Rabin and Anderson.
Yeah, he really, I like that that they were, like kind of like trying to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You do hear a difference. It doesn't sound as proggy, but it doesn't sound bad. It's still good rock.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely liked it and enjoyed it. But yeah, it's just it's definitely weird, and I think I said this when we did the Big Generator one, like, and BMAC said it perfectly. Is it good? Yes. Is it bad? No. Is it yes? No. This one I feel a little bit differently about because.
But the other one was a prog, like amazing, like what we heard wasn't the song we listened to. We were like, wow, this is like Awaken. What was that? Oh,
yeah. Okay, that one, Endless Dream.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's amazing.
Wow,
but
that's
Love
September.
Will Find a Way.
We haven't done Yes since September 19.
I know.
Wow.
That's pretty bad. But anyway, the one that I'm talking about is Love Will Find a Way, which is from the Big Generator album.
Oh, yeah.
Because Endless Dream is from this other album.
Yeah, we didn't really like that one.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like Big Generator was after this album. So I feel like they were already kind of in that mode of, hey, let's transform. But this is still not so drastic, I feel. Right. This was enjoyable. It was good. But if you would put it on a playlist for me blindly to listen to, I would not have guessed that this was Yes. I would have guessed it was another band, maybe with John as a...
It did sound, it's funny because it did sound a little bit of like Owner of a Lonely Heart, that dun 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 dun, like the whole, just the vibe, and I think it's because they're using the same effects on their instruments. It had that Owner of a Lonely,
and I liked it. I really did.
I think it's really good.
I love the intro and the outro.
Yeah, it's because that's the thing with us too. We didn't grow up with the original Yes, and we haven't been fans long enough to be like, oh my God, after like, when they started in the 70s and then after like, let's say 12 years, they changed to this. Yeah. We don't have that shock. It's like, we haven't heard Yes for a decade and then they come out. It's only been a few so years. Short. So it doesn't really bother me at all. I just think, wow, it's new Yes for me. And it's good.
And I like it and it's good. Yeah.
That's like kind of almost like, we have almost like a little bit unbiased here because we can't really say, oh, I mean, yes, I'm super in love with Awaken and with songs like, you know, anything from the early stuff, you know.
It's just like
Roundabout
it's a change.
or Starship Troopers, but I do like this too. Honestly, it's really good. You know, it's like it is different, but it sounds like other music that I like of that era.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
With John Anderson, who is basically one of my favorite singers. I have to admit, maybe not as much as you know, Genesis. You know, Phil.
Yeah, Phil or
Peter, but he is obviously up there, and I think in terms of what he can deliver is even a voice that Peter and Phil can do, but I just like them because I like them so much.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just a fanboy.
This was definitely great to listen to and great to get into. I'm excited. I would totally do more songs off of this album.
Let us know if you want to listen to more from the 80s.
Which songs should we cover from this album before we, you know, move on or whatever? Like, what do you guys think?
Should we go backwards? Oh yeah, and I did say it reminded me of Rush, because Rush in the 80s also had this kind of sound.
That's true.
When they cut their hair and Geddy was playing the you know, the basses without the head, the headless
we have
basses
over there, the 80s Rush guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We would love to have you guys join our family, and we would love to see you all in the next one.
Thank you guys.
Bye everyone.
Bye.